Hi and welcome to City Happenings. I'm Mayor David Black. The 71st annual Papillion Days is a couple of weeks away. Find out what to expect. And we look back at the recently held first leg of the annual Papillion Race Series. It's the third part of our three-part look at the Leadership Sarpy class offered by the Sarpy Chamber of Commerce. All of these stories are next in City Happenings for the week of June 4th.
Thanks, Mayor Black. The 71st annual Papillion Days is almost here. This year's theme is Community Strong.
Everybody knows last year we had a tornado, and it ripped through the downtown area. And the people that were in the park, there were vendors that lost some things. That there were people down there and the neighborhood surrounding. There was a lot of damage. That happened on Friday night, and by Saturday at 2 o'clock, we were having a parade. Everybody came down and helped and cleaned, and then you saw people going out helping neighbors. And so they would help a neighbor and then they would help a stranger. We got this town in a 12-hour period back to where we could have the vendor fair was back open, the carnival was back open, and off went the parade without a hitch. When I went to the board saying, we need to have a theme this year, we all just kept coming back to the strength of the community and how could we do that? And so we just said, community strong. It means a lot of different things.
Keeping things fresh while not making drastic changes is definitely a challenge.
The biggest thing about Papillion is that we are growing. We can't stunt that growth. Growth is going to happen because that's where our city is going. But I think Papillion Days is what brings people back to that small town feel that we all love so much, and that's why we live here. We want growth. Growth is good for all of us, in a lot of different ways. But we also want to have that small town feel. So to me, Papillion Days has to really walk that line of that small town festival.
With that in mind, it's important to keep things in perspective.
Our mission is creating community. That's what we do. And enhancing the community and drawing the people who live here in Papillion back down to Papillion Days.
Just because you've been to Papillion Days before doesn't mean you should stop coming.
A lot of times, people are, well, I've been there, for 20 years. But we don't want you to say, to say that. Well, there's always going to be something new for you to experience. It is a fine line. So we have to look at each event and make sure that it's not too commercial, not too, it still has to have that real small town feel.
Schwartz emphasizes how to accomplish that.
The only way to make sure that that is being done is by focusing on building community. That's what we do. Everything has to have a purpose, to build on that.
These are some of the things that make that difference.
So that's why, we do want to do these things where we're helping the American, with the blood drive, and that we are collecting food for Tri-City Food Pantry, that we are making sure that we're recycling the trash that's being generated down there, because that's a lot of people. There's just a lot of things that but that's all important to people in this community.
The traditional events are still a major part of Papillion Days.
The carnival, the vendor fair, because everybody likes to come down and eat because the food is amazing, right? The parade with the kids' activities. And then, just those core things, right? The fireworks, everything, those things that we've done over, the 71 years that we've been doing this.
For those who've been here before, Schwartz encourages you to come down and experience Papillion Days again.
Every year, everything we do is going to have a little bit different feel to it. And not, again, we still are just going to focus on building that community. We want you to come down and see your neighbors. Don't say, well, I've been doing that for 20 years. It's always the same, because there are going to be things that are different. And the big thing is, come down anyway. Just walk through, because you're going to see one of your neighbors. You're going to see somebody that you haven't seen in a while.
The 11th annual half marathon, 10K, and 5K runs feature 700 participants from 22 different states.
28 cities in Nebraska and 152 from Papillion. So I think that just that statistic starts telling you 152 people from Papillion. It's community wellness, it's fun, it's activity. But you start drawing people from 22 different states and 28 different towns. That's economic development. Some of those are staying in the hotels. People came in last night. People will hang around today. So it's just a great event all the way around. Plus the weather. Actually, I think a lot of the participants said they like this cooler weather.
This event featured a wide age range.
We got 6-year-olds out here, and we had a 74-year-old. Those two extremes, it's just hard to imagine. I mean, you expect the 20, 30, 40-year-olds to be running, but a 6-year-old and a 74-year-old.
The overall winner was 14-year-old Jacob Rupp, running in his first half marathon. The Sarpy Chamber of Commerce sponsors the annual Leadership Sarpy class. This graduate says the experience was unique.
I was new to the area. My family and I had just moved back to the central Midwest and had just started my job, and my employer requested that I do this. So me going through Leadership Sarpy also then indoctrinated me into what is Sarpy County and what's available in Sarpy County and what's going on. So I think I got a lot out of it in terms of what the growth is, what their projections are, what the obstacles are, and what is already here that needs to be, I guess, promoted or utilized.
One thing that stood out is the variety of services and businesses that exist in the area. One example is Outlook, Nebraska, that provides training and employment opportunities for the blind and visually impaired.
And assisting those people with jobs where they actually make toilet paper with contracted areas. And I was so intrigued by just what they did, not only for those persons, but what that product then, where it went and how it was done. Off it, of course, was very interesting, is, you know, getting to learn about everything that's going on out there. And like I said, going down and doing the state day and learning how the unicameral works. You know, in my world, I find that very intriguing, and how bills are introduced and the discussions that are had on them, and just honestly, there isn't one predominant item. It was, for me, like I said before, it was just learning what's already here and being amazed at what's already in existence and what's already, I guess, promoting the people within the county.
Miller encourages people to take this class.
You should do this program not only because you learn lessons on how to interact with people, how to read people, how to communicate better with people that are not similar to your personality. That's a big takeaway that I took from it. And in doing that, you're only promoting what you're doing well.
While understanding the hesitancy due to the time commitment or what your boss might say, Miller says, don't let that stop you.
The benefits you get will exceed that time that you put in. You're going to get on how to reach out to people, how to communicate with people to better effectually give your message for whatever business situation or any personal potential situation that you're in.
The contacts that you make come into play professionally.
I've been surprised on how many times I'd be like, oh, hey, I should ask this person. It's because I knew him in Leadership Sarpy. That will be able to direct you in a way to go, just in terms of making some business contacts in addition to potentially on some aspects personal. But I think the benefits far outweigh the time commitment that everybody's so scared about.
Miller emphasizes that she looked forward to every leadership class.
Okay, what are we going to do today? What am I going to learn about today? And getting to do it with this group of people that I came to really enjoy spending time with.
We're already into the first full week of June. School has been out for almost 2 weeks. That means there will be more youngsters in our neighborhoods on a daily basis. Please be cognizant as you drive through our city. And we also invite you to our weekly farmers market. It's every Wednesday from 5 to 8 p.m. in City Park. Farmers market will not be held during Papillion Days or on July 4th. There are lots of ways to stay up to date with what's happening in Papillion. You can find us on Facebook, follow the City of Papillion on Twitter, or even watch our YouTube channel. Information about all of our departments and programs is available on our website. For more about Papillion, go to www.papillion.org or just call the Mayor's Hotline at 402-827-1111. Thanks for watching.